What's up, man? It's a great day to dominate in your purpose to serve mankind. Welcome to the first episode of ShopTalk. This is a podcast dedicated to supporting men and boys and mentoring boys. On this podcast, we're going to be talking about identity, responsibility, and purpose from my new book, A Man's Journey from Pain to Purpose. Our first guests are two of the triplets, Willie and Winfrey Etheridge, from the Etheridge Brothers Barbershop. Let's head over to the shop and hear some of the history and legacy of the Etheridge Brothers. Okay. Good afternoon. My name is Quentin Brooks, founder of the S.H.I.F.T.T Project. I'm here today with two pillars of the city, the Etheridge Brothers. And we're here today to do some shop talk as a part of our pre-conference that's about to come up here in this late fall, late summer. So I want to introduce you to these fine gentlemen here.
Willie Etheridge. My shop is on 3rd Avenue and 16th Street.
Okay.
Winfrey Etheridge. My shop is on the west side of Birmingham, 3500 Claiborne Avenue Southwest.
If y'all can just give me the history of where and when the barbershop started and your dad and your uncle started.
Well, our first barbershop, Etheridge Brothers Barbershop, was in 1970 on 5th Avenue and 16th Street. My father and his brother Joe started the business. Before then, they worked at a barbershop on 4th Avenue called Jones Valley Barbershop.
Oh, okay.
My father was the oldest out of 10 children. Wow. They had 6 boys and 4 girls, and 5 of the guys became barbers. So my father was from down in Selma, Alabama, Safford, and he was the first one that comes up from here to Birmingham, and they kind of followed him.
Oh, wow. Selma?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
They kind of followed him, and that's how they kind of started. And like I said, they cut there for years. In 1970, we opened up the first Etheridge Brothers on 5th Avenue and 16th Street.
Oh, okay. Thank you for sharing that. Winfrey, you want to add anything to that?
Our business got real big, and we decided to everybody kind of try to branch out on their own and get their own shop, and that's how we get my shop in West End.
Oh, wow.
My brother's downtown. I had an uncle in East Lake, an uncle in Center Point, and one on Greymount Avenue. So that kind of spread us out, for us to have more business and build more business for the entire brand.
Well, that was a boss move right there. Can you tell me a little bit more about that boss move y'all made? And were you the first one to kind of branch out?
No, I think my uncles, because all of us was on 3rd Avenue, and then my Uncle Joe and Thitto, they went to 18th Street. Then after 18th Street for a few years, they moved to 1st Avenue in East Lake. And then I moved, my father now, one day my dad came to me and said, we see a building on the west side, do you want to get your own shop? I said, yeah, I'd be more than happy to,
Oh, wow.
Now I want to get out of my own, stuff like that. And we got it. And my father it's so coincidence that my father had all the stuff to the shop in his basement of his house.
Oh, wow.
He bought it from a guy downtown that was closing his business. So what we had to do was just go in there and clean up and paint and just put all the chairs and the stations in the shop.
So your dad had already had all the equipment in the basement?
All the equipment was in the basement, just sitting down there. Because when I was helping them put it in there, and I said, man, they're going to be my stuff. I'm going to be a shop. I'm just talking, But it came, to tuition that it really happened. And I really just thank God for, my father and my uncles.
Yeah. Because
they really taught us, and we paid attention to them and what they did and how they did stuff. And that's what we try. And we have sons. I got a son, Demetrius. He works with me.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah. He's coming up, and he's, when I get ready to retire, he's going to take over. And I just want him to follow that same brand, the way Etheridge Brothers do things.
Well, that's a powerful thing. That's called legacy.
Yes.
Yeah, that's called legacy. And it's amazing how you guys followed the footsteps of your dads and uncles, and your sons are now following the same footsteps. That's actually mentorship.
Right.
That's mentorship at its purest form. In fact, I believe, Willie, you Back when I was, I think I was a preteen, and you all were on 5th Avenue and 16th Street.
Yeah.
You was cutting my hair, and you probably was trying to mentor to me.
Yes, yeah. Back in those days, I remember when you came in the shop. I think you was in high school, or were you?
I don't think I was in high school.
You weren't even in high school. Middle school in. Okay, yeah. You came down, and I think after the end, did you go to the service?
Yeah, I went to the military.
Went into the military and stuff like that, and I know that a lot of guys that came through the shop, like I was telling you about Maury.
Yeah,
Maury. Maury was kind of one of our first mentors, really.
Really?
Yeah, Maury. He lived right across the street from us. It was just like a brother, and he first started coming down just like we did. See, when me and my brother first came down when we was young, we used to come down and sweep the floor and run errands and stuff like that, and it was just put into us, really. I remember one time when I got a little older out of high school, I told my father that I thought about going to the service, and he kind of didn't agree with that. I think he already knew what was going on. I just didn't know.
Oh, wow. So that was some wisdom that he saw that you didn't see at that time.
Oh, yeah, at that time, and like I said, Maury, he came in, and after school he used to come by and, like I said, sweep the floor and everything. Then he started shampooing hair. He went off to the service and everything and came back. He came back and got his barber license.
Oh, he did?
And everything, and he worked with us for years. And then he came back. He came and got his own shop then.
Oh, wow.
He has his own shop, everything doing real well, and he's retired right now.
He retired from barber?
He's retired
from barber. Wait a minute, hold up.
Now.
You guys were raised in barbershops. Your dad and uncles raised you. You started barbershop. You had kids. Then you take other people you knew, mentor them, and they're retiring from barber.
Yeah, because we have guys now that if you just think about the guys that started at Etheridge Brothers and now have their own shop, I can say really 4 or 5 barbershops or more around in the surrounding area. Guys that work with Etheridge Brothers, and now they own their own shop.
I remember one that used to cut my hair, Anthony.
Yeah,
Anthony, God rest his soul, he passed away, but he used to cut my hair and my son's hair. Yeah. Now his cousin, Elgin, is cutting my hair and my son's hair. So that's a great history and great legacy, Winford and Willie. Mentorship is important. Pouring back into someone is important because, it's important because we done been there and done that. And our role, I believe, in life is to help pour into other young men and boys, which is what we're doing right now, which is what we're forming right now. We're forming this so that we can pour back into them. And also in this barbershop environment, on an off day when you guys are closed, just have some talk with them and they can have a safe space. Now, we more than likely will not record those sessions because we want that to be a safe space, a private space for them. But we will air some like little snippets of what this is all about in order to encourage other boys and men to come down and participate with us. This ends our talk today for Shop Talk. We're going to talk a lot more in the future. We actually have some guests coming on. We're actually having our conference August the 8th, and we're going to have all of the speakers and panelists to come do their own individual shoot with us and just tell us why do they want to help boys and men? Why do they want to mentor boys and men? So we'll have their spots coming up. So make sure you make a note and put this date on your calendar, August the 8th from 9 to 3. We're gonna issue out the location coming up pretty soon, but it's gonna be the Men's Shift Conference. Actually, our second annual Men's Shift Conference, where men come and learn about and grow in identity, responsibility, and purpose. It's a great day to dominate in your purpose to serve mankind. Thank you. Now that you've heard a little bit about their story, I want to invite men and boys to do 2 things for me. Number 1, subscribe to this YouTube channel so you won't miss the upcoming episode. And number 2, go to menshift.com. That's MENSHIFTT.com, all one word, and register for the 2nd annual Men's Shift Conference. That's happening August the 8th, 2026 on Saturday. Register now to take advantage of the lower registration fees up until June 22nd.